So we'll start with the first part, which is the second consonant family. It's very simple. Again, we have to just remember that when we talk about families, consonant families, that means they share the same basic form, which facilitate and makes it much easier to learn and much easier to remember the shape, and just you have to put the dots. That's the whole thing. So we have the first one is حرف الجيم. So when I say حرف, means a letter. I haven't introduced it before, but حرف is a letter. حرف الجيم. But what I care about is just جيم. This is the name of the letter. It looks like this with a belly button. حرف الجيم. جيم. Or j. So this consonant connects from both sides, from right and left, which means has two shapes. When it's connected, and one it's like the original form. So connects from right and left. Okay, and let's see how it looks like when it's written in a word. حرف الجيم, j. So حرف الجيم at the beginning of a word, I will draw the simple way to draw this letter. This is jim. Now, this is the simplest way to write it, jim. But also, some people, they like to make it more fancy. So they would like make a little bit of a hook on the top, and then they go down, make it a little bit curvy, and go back. Okay? You actually can also do this in here. You start from the top, you go down, and then in a triangle shape. حرف الجيم. The more you practice writing, the more you develop your own handwriting. You develop nicer version of the first version you learn when you start like basically spelling things out. Now, this is at the beginning. In the middle, it should look exactly the same as in the beginning when it's connected or when it's separate. Let's suppose it's like coming after a letter that it does not connect to the left side, like wow, then it should not connect. And if it does, then it should look exactly like the beginning form. Now, if you see it's a little bit changed, but it looks like this one, you can also do that by making it more sharp edges. And let's suppose jim, it comes after the letter waw, then it does not connect. It should be like the beginning form. So when it's connected, this is the first shape, and the second one, which is the original one, is like this. As you see, I put the head of the letter on the top and then the rest below the line. If you prefer, you can make also the little hook like this. Okay? It's not a problem. And if it's connected, what you need to do is you draw the connection. You can either do the connection like this and you draw the letter, or if you want to like make it more fancy, you can make the connection and lift it a little up and draw the letter G. This is up to you if you want to develop like more fancier handwriting. It's up to you. What you need to know first is the basic and the basic shape, how it looks like, and then you can develop from there. So letter G. Now I wrote so many, but actually all what we need is we need one of each. So this is at the beginning. The beginning and the middle, they should look like each other, and the end, it should be like the original. Whenever I say they connect from both sides, it's at least two shapes. So at the beginning, if let's say now we have to pronounce this letter with the vowels. So let's put fatha. Jim with fatha is ja. Ja. Jim with damme, ju. Ju. Jim with kasra is j. J. Jim with sukun is j, j. Let's write a word. جنب 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 جا فتحة نون كسرة باء سكون جنب. The second one is جيم فتحة جا. The second one is نون شدة with فتحة becomes جنة جنة, and then the last letter is ب جنب 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 جنب. Or وج وج. So this is letter Jim. Let's learn the rest of this family, and remember it's one family, one basic shape. Now the second one is حرف الحاء. حرف الحاء حرف الحاء. Okay, and this letter connects from right and left. Okay, this letter you pronounce it in your throat, you squeeze your throat to pronounce it, and you push the air. You cannot let it go down, it should be pushed from here and out. It's like stronger than the soft H that you pronounce like here, there. Ha, ha. This letter connects from both sides, and it should look exactly the same as Jim. Okay, so at the beginning, if you choose this style, or if you choose it more curvy and like flowing down, and the second in the middle, same thing. If it's separate or if it's connected, this is letter Ha, and then at the end, this letter is the head is on the top and the bottom is the belly. And the same thing, if it's connected, you do the same thing. If you prefer to make a little hook in there, there is no problem. We are learning, we're not just learning, I could like demonstrate or show you, introduce some different handwriting, but to focus on how the letter connects and how you can write it. Rather just looking, I want this style or that. So letter Ha with fatha is Ha, Ha. Just as a note, this is actually the letter that it does not have equivalent in the Latin letters, so we replaced it with a number 7, because it looks like it kind of. Okay, and so Ha. And this is when we write Ha, or whenever you see it, this is the letter Ha. With Damme is Hu, with Damme is Hu, with Kasra is H, and with Sukoon is Ha, Hu, Hi. So we have Jim, Ja, Ju, Ji, J, and now Ha, Hu, Hi, H. Let's take an example. So we're going to take an example. First one is بحب, بحب. Ba with sukoon, ha with kasra, ba with sukoon again at the end. بحب, which is fun to learn, means I like or I love. بحب, بحب لبنان. بحب العربي, I like Arabic. So this is your first word to learn. بحب. You can say she likes. بتحب, بتحب. So I like. بحب, بتحب, she likes. You can use it as to like or to love. بتحب. وبح. That doesn't mean anything, just an example. وبح. واو with فتحة, با with فتحة, and حا with سكون. وبح. So this is for letter ح, and let's move to the last one, letter خاء. You see, the more we learn letters, the more we can read new words and learn new words. So the last letter is of this family is حرف الخاء. حرف الخاء. Now, KH is referring to the letter خاء in transliteration. Letter خاء, same thing with a dot on the top. Jim with a dot below its belly button. Ha doesn't have anything. Kha has a dot on the top. It connects from both sides which means that has two shapes connected and the original shape. And how it looks like at the beginning should look exactly like Jim, Ha, and Kha. So this is Kha, 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 Kha. So at the beginning, in the middle, same thing. You see how it flows? You can just start like on the top, you go down, and then you go back to the left side. حرف الخاء. خ, and if it connects, you make the connection and you draw the letter. And at the end, kh, when it's separate after a letter that does not connect to the left, or if it connects, then it will look like this. Again, I could show you more handwriting and different handwriting or different style of writing this letter, but we don't want to do this right now because I don't want to confuse you and make you like distract you from focusing on learning the letters rather than learning how to write like different styles. Anyway, this is letter kha, and with fatha is kha, with dhammi is khu, with kasra is khi, with skoon is kh. Kha, khu, khi, kh. Let's take an example. The first one is kha with dhamma is khu, ba with dhamma is bu, and tha with sukoon is th, khubuth, khubuth. The second one is wa with fatha, wa, kha with fatha, kha, and then ba with sukoon, b, wakhab. The last one is bakh, ba with fatha and kha with sukoon. So 3 letters of this family, jim, ha, and kha. I'm gonna show you the basic shape so you can remember it once and forever. This is when it is connected, and this is when it is like the original shape. If we're talking jim, the dot is below and the dot is in here. If you're talking ha, then you don't write anything. If you're saying kha, it's on the top, okay? I want to add, before I finish this lesson, I want to add one final note, which people might say, I have learned or I have seen this letter at the end when it's connected in different shape. I just want to show you one shape just for the purpose of not getting confused or think that this is not, this is the only way or this is not correct. And sometimes when you have tutors, they prefer to teach you their style, so it's good to know other styles just for this one. So sometimes when it's connected, these letters at the end, they look like this. This is how they do them. Okay, it's fun. It looks like an elephant trunk. Okay, and then the belly. Now, I just wanted you to see it at the end when it's connected, rather than if you want to write it like this, kha or jim or whatever. It's up to you if you want to draw that, but that is different style. Okay, this is about the first family, jim, ha and kha.